This is ABC7 News at 6. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis.
And I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Topping our news tonight, it's been a rough day for investors. At one point, the Dow Jones Industrial Average plunged nearly 1,600 points today.
The Dow ended up losing more than 4.5% today after its biggest point drop ever in a single day. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live from downtown Sarasota with more on today's big losses. Rick?
Yeah, Scott. Yeah, Jacqueline, good evening. Talk about a tough day on Wall Street. This was it. This is the second session in a row where the Dow Jones has plummeted. On Friday, the Dow fell more than 600 points. At one point today, it had plunged more than 1,500 points, putting a lot of investors on edge.
I think people who are investing for the long term, this is just a blip, and frankly, it might be a great opportunity to be buying some things. Call your financial advisor and discuss it. But in terms of fear, I don't think that's appropriate. I don't think panic is appropriate. And if you have concerns, talk to somebody who's been through it before.
And the stock market did close around 2 hours ago with the Dow Jones finishing down 1,175 points. We'll have a lot more on this throughout the night. Reporting live from downtown Sarasota, I'm Rick Adams. Guys, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Rick. Let's take a look at those closing numbers. As Rick said, the Dow Jones Industrial closing at 24,345 points, falling more than 1,100 points by the end of today. The Nasdaq and S&P both closing with down arrows as well. The Nasdaq closing just below 7,000 points, and the S&P is down more than 4% for today's final numbers.
Well, if you buy a television or a car, you'd never check out or sign anything before knowing the price you're paying. But in healthcare, the costs can be hidden. Tonight, we'll show you how those hidden costs can lead you to overpay for your healthcare. Here's a Raycom national investigation on costly care.
The cost of health care can be startling and significant.
The price to me was shocking.
Mitch Brandon spent 5 years in the Army.
Graduating from basic training with my mom. Most of my family served in the military in some form.
Military's in your blood.
Yeah, this is the greatest country on earth, without a doubt. And to protect our freedoms and what we have, our way of life, it's just important.
Brandon's almost 20 years removed from his Army stint. Some recent aches forced him to make a trip to the VA.
A lot of back pain, stiffness really impacts my way of life.
The VA directed him to a Louisiana medical center for 2 MRIs.
6 to 7 months later, when the billing started, I got a bill in the mail for the MRI.
How much are they charging you for the MRI?
So the $8,066.24.
How much?
$8,066.24. I was quite surprised by the amount, how large it was.
The VA hasn't said it will pay the bill, but the hospital wants its money.
The collections department has called you.
Yes, correct.
We found out that medical center is asking Mitch Brandon to pay $4,000 for each MRI. But a Raycom Media national investigation has found a 2-minute drive away at a different medical center, the same MRI cost just $350 with cash, without using any insurance.
That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't make sense.
Jeannie Pinder runs Clear Health Costs, a company trying to bring transparency to healthcare.
Because nobody has any idea what things cost in healthcare. It's a complete mystery.
Our investigation has found prices for procedures all over the country can vary.
It's everywhere.
Everywhere.
In Richmond, Virginia, the cash price for a lower back MRI at VCU Hospital is $3,000. At Tuckahoe Orthopedics, the same procedure costs $399. In Birmingham, Alabama, UAB Hospital charges up to $2,200 for a lower back MRI. A few blocks away at American Health Imaging, the same MRI costs $525.
The $300 MRI and the $6,000 MRI, like, what's the difference? The $6,000 one must be 20 times better, right? Wrong.
You can even save lots of money on a simple blood test. For example, in Memphis, the cash price for a metabolic panel at Baptist Memorial is $171. At nearby Quest Diagnostics, it's $100 less.
A blood test is basically the same everywhere, right?
One would think.
Similar differences can be found whether receiving a cash or insurance price. So Jeannie Pinder says the lesson for you is to start asking questions.
If you're going to buy a tomato, you would know it's either 30 cents a pound or 60 cents a pound or 90 cents a pound. You would never walk into a grocery store and say, I'll take that tomato without asking. So you're programmed to think about shopping in that way for commodities. We're not really programmed to think about shopping for medical care, but we should be.
Pinder offers this advice. Call for prices from 2 or 3 clinics or hospitals. Ask what this will cost, what it will cost under your insurance. What is the cash price without using insurance? And make sure you get all of that in writing. Pinder's company publishes the prices it collects on a website.
I'd like to put myself out of business.
But she says until consumers treat healthcare differently,
You can't keep this secret forever.
the prices will remain a secret, and many people will continue to overpay for the cost of health care. Lee Zurich for ABC7, your Suncoast News.
2 more tips. If you decide to pay the cash price and you have insurance, be sure to analyze how that impacts meeting your deductible. And also, in this investigation, we found typically basic procedures and tests done at hospitals are more expensive than a standalone or separate clinic.
Locals are questioning Amazon logistics after packages were delivered inside their homes this weekend without their permission. Bradenton resident Brendan McDowell captured this video on a doorbell camera of a delivery driver unlocking his door and then leaving a package inside. He was told his account had an old code from a gated community, which he happened to use again for his electronic door lock. In Sarasota, another customer coming face to face with a delivery driver on the 3rd floor of his home. After calling police and Amazon Logistics to report that problem, it happened again the very next day.
He doesn't have any vest on, he doesn't have any ID, he's just some stranger walking through my house.
There's a lot of different things that could have gone wrong, like if I had a big dog or something, or I know a lot of people, you know, they're protecting their homes, they have guns, like there's just different variables, a lot of things could have happened.
Both residents say they are not Amazon Key customers, a program that allows in-home deliveries. Amazon responded to these local incidents with the following statement: "We are working directly with the customers to investigate and will be addressing any findings with the delivery personnel."
Well, I can tell you the Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan delivered some nice weather today after kind of a foggy start to the day. Here's Bob with more.
Yeah, things really turned out quite nicely. After a fog advisory this morning, we had dense fog around, visibility is less than a quarter of a mile, and that caused the National Weather Service to issue. This is Lakewood Ranch at 7:30. You can see quite a bit of thick fog around. It burns off right around 9 o'clock, and we'll see similar conditions again tomorrow morning, I do believe. And looks as though we will see another sunny afternoon tomorrow, too. So all in all, another nice day on tap, with the exception of that fog around the morning, which can be very hazardous for drivers in the morning. 74 right now. Still pretty mild out there. The dew point is at 57 degrees. That's high. Winds out of the east at 6, and the pressure 30-15, and that is rising. The forecast through this evening, 60 degrees by 11 o'clock tonight, and that fog forming mainly after midnight. More on that coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Last month was an exceptionally hard month for manatees. The cold weather killing nearly 3 dozen sea cows across the state. January's cold caused the deaths of 35 manatees in all. That's 5 times as many compared to last January. Tampa Electric Senior Environmental Technician Jamie Woodley says cold waters have these sea cows looking for warmer waters like those near power plants.
Bay water temperature gets to about 68 degrees, they can become cold stress and get very sick from it. So it's kind of a safe haven for them. They come in here for the warm water.
Prolonged exposure to low water temps cause manatees to lose body heat, which leads to cold stress and then potentially death. Still to come in your Suncoast News tonight, it is moving day for State College of Florida. Why students are expected to have more resources when moving all those books is complete.
And students are getting ready for the workforce. Why being one step ahead is expected to help them in their future careers.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
My name is Stefan Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured or arrested, I know this feels like the end of the road, but really it's the beginning of a long, potentially stressful process. So give us a call, let us give you some peace of mind.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Don't miss the 20th Annual Thunder by the Bay Motorcycle Festival, February 15th through the 18th. The festival where rock meets country. Admission is free, and proceeds benefit Suncoast Charities for Children. For information, visit thunderbythebay.org.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt would leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long gone.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you too.
Happening today, a massive moving effort at the State College of Florida, a book brigade at the school's Bradenton campus this morning. Students and staff moving the last 200 books from SCF's old library to its new learning center, which features high-tech resources for students to use. The group says they are celebrating its relationship with the community through their efforts and say the moving process was easy because they had a group of volunteers from beginning to end.
All we had to do was map out where we wanted things in the new building, and they went to business, and it was great.
The ribbon cutting ceremony for the new facility is just over 2 weeks away on February 22nd.
Looks nice. Students on the Suncoast looking for jobs are one step closer to finding work. The Selby Public Library in downtown Sarasota wrapping up its career fair this afternoon. The library hosted the fair this morning for more than 200 students from Booker High School and Sarasota Military Academy. The students were able to learn about jobs in different fields, potentially finding one that will spark their interest.
I do think that they're genuinely interested. I think a lot of them are just exploring all of their options right now, which is very smart to do. And that's why this career fair is so awesome, because they can go around from station to station learning about all of the possibilities that are out there.
The career fair gave students that opportunity to ask local professionals about their careers and the challenges they face.
Certainly a good idea for those looking for the next step in their career.
That's right, past high school. Up next, Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Alex Karras Lincoln's 40th anniversary sale. Please join us in welcoming the two newest additions to the Lincoln lineup, our flagship luxury sedan, the 2018 Lincoln Continental, and the totally redesigned 2018 Lincoln Navigator, featuring 450 horsepower, 10-speed transmission, and many best-in-class features. Alex Karras Lincoln, where our mission statement is consistent commitment, every client, every time. Located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Everyone likes the 2018 Honda Civic for $169 a month. You made Civic the best-selling compact car in America. You'll like Civic's 5-star safety ratings and that KBB.com named Civic a Best Buy and the most awarded car. Get the 2018 Civic at a payment you'll love. $169 a month today at your local Honda dealer.
Honda, I like it. Oh yeah, I like it.
Serving part-time as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment to get an edge in the civilian world. Learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you at NationalGuard.com.
Well, we had a nice weekend, and then, as Bob said, rain came at night, so
Perfect
it wasn't
timing.
a big deal.
Yeah, it worked out really quite nice, and it was happening mainly during the Super Bowl, so people were indoors. If you were watching indoors, there was some, I'm sure, out in the patio wanting to enjoy that. But it was a really nice weekend, and a great event, too, for the Bradenton Regatta. This taking place on the Manatee River. This one sent in from Mary Colwell, and Saturday was perfect, wasn't it? It was nice out there, beautiful weather. And that was a big success, according to the event organizers there. Appreciate that. I had a chance to get out Saturday night, putting on the Ritz. This was the Opera Gala Ritz. Nancy Guth shot this, and you can see some of the folks there. Melissa and Terrence Brzezinski on the left. Melissa there, by the way, works at Gulfgate Elementary, and they say all of them watch the news, and we want to say hello to them right there at Gulfgate. Susan and Bob Harrigan, of course, and Stacy and Matt Moldovan, and they were great guests there, and we had a great time enjoying great dresses, too, by the way. Here's a look at the Eagles soaring. Yes, they won. They're happy. Eagles soar. This one from, again, Kathy getting the shot at Nokomis. How timely was that with all those great shots around, all those Eagle fans celebrating a huge victory at the Super Bowl. What a wonderful game, too. An amazing football game to end things up. Sarasota webcam showing kind of a cloudy day, low clouds, some fog hanging around, and then the sun coming out and really warming things up, causing for another great sunset tonight with that high cloudiness around. We've been blessed with these high clouds lately associated with the jet stream kind of streaming overhead. The weather headlines read like this. If you don't know it, we are going to see more fog overnight. And then a warm work week ahead. Temperatures will stay above average. And there is a cold front, it looks like, heading down late Sunday. But looking at the long-range models, I don't really see much to it in terms of what we saw the past couple weekends. Well, the satellite in review showing that front is now down to our south. The main area of low pressure now well to the east of us. That's what brought us that nice weather. And then high pressure will continue to work its way and bring us that east to southeasterly wind flow over the upcoming days. We'll see some 80-degree temperatures, I believe, especially inland areas like Wood Ranch, Arcadia, and into Wauchula throughout the afternoons over the upcoming days. 74 right now, humidity at 55%. We have an east wind at 6 and the pressure 30-15. That's way up there. That continues to rise. The high today was 77. This morning's low was 62. Some temperatures around town. Parrish at 73. Waterleaf, you're at 74. A little bit cooler as you get to the coast now. Cortez 64, 67 in Longboat Key. The reason being, obviously, the water temperature now at 63 degrees. 73 at Gulfgate, 74 now in Kensington Park. The Meadows at 74. Northport, you're at 73 degrees, and Englewood at 71. Port Charlotte 72. So temperatures pretty mild for this time of year, and we're looking for decent conditions tomorrow. Although that fog will be the biggest concern in the morning, we will see things warm up into the upper 70s by the afternoon. You get a picture. This area stays rather clear. This is that high pressure ridge, which really isn't budging much. It's going to continue with that east to southeasterly wind flow. We'll see some fog occasionally every night, and then here comes the front. This front fades away before it reaches us, so no problem with it. It's the one late Sunday and Monday that we'll have to deal with, I think, and even that doesn't look all too bad. 17 in Buffalo, Montreal at 9, Toronto 16, Green Bay at 11, Minneapolis 13, 5 in Bismarck, and 9 in Rapid City, Omaha at 16, and 39 now in Oklahoma City. For boaters, things shape up like this tomorrow. We're looking for 10 knots to start things off, and then 5 knots later on. Seas running right around 2 feet with a light chop out there in the bays and inland waters. Water temperature mentioned at 63. So here we go. Look at this. Upper 70s on Tuesday. Thursday, 79. As I mentioned, these days here, we're going to see some 80-degree temperatures, no doubt. Low temperatures also running well above average. And then a 20% chance for a shower on Saturday. That's mainly due to the warm temperatures around. And then late Sunday, there's a 30% chance for some showers, even into Monday morning at 30% with high temperatures still warming well above seasonal averages. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Bob. The Super Bowl is one of the most popular events on television, but those attending the game in Minneapolis had trouble putting their phones down. AT&T reports it saw a record amount of data used on its network at the game. AT&T customers used more than 7 terabytes of data in and around the U.S. Bank Stadium on Sunday. That's equal to more than 20 million selfies from the stands, or streaming the entire halftime show songs on repeat for more than 15,000 hours. And speaking of selfies,
coming up on Pineapple Avenue, we'll show you what used to be and what will be.
First out the door when it matters most. For more than a decade, he's been right there, everywhere. And when American jobs are on the line, he leads the charge. ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir is America's most watched newscast, and we thank you.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a digital media producer to write and post fresh content to our website in real time. Excellent writing skills and newsroom experience required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job-of-the-day to apply.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Performing on stage takes mental and physical preparation. But one thing I never thought to prepare for was cervical cancer. 91% of cervical cancers are caused by the human papillomavirus, or HPV. The good news is there are vaccines that can protect you or your children from cancer. I survived my cancer, but you can stop cancer before it starts. Talk to your doctor and go to thinkaboutthelink.org to learn more.
Selfless service is the guiding principle of every Army National Guard soldier. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. To be an Army National Guard soldier is to serve something greater than yourself. Learn more at nationalguard.com.
Some of the area's historic buildings have been lost to new development.
Sarasota historian and author Jeff LaHerde wants to give us a quick look at Sarasota's past. ABC7's Linda Carson has more in A Place We Go.
Most of the buildings that once stood in downtown Sarasota along Pineapple Avenue from Five Points to the Mermaid Fountain are gone now, soon to be replaced by a high-rise building called The Mark. But Sarasota historian and author Jeff LaHerde mourns their loss.
Right here, this Malibu Italian artisan, that used to be the Sarasota Daily Tribune building. And it was started in 1934 by the Palmer interests. And it lasted 4 years and then it merged with the Sarasota Herald to become the Sarasota Herald Tribune.
The next building back in the 20s was a restaurant called The Tiptoe.
It had heraldic scenes on the walls in it and served very good food, fine food, and it lasted until the real estate bust, and then it went out of business with the Great Depression.
Next along Pineapple, heading toward 5 Points, was Tucker's Sporting Goods.
Fishing was a big sport in Sarasota for many, many years, and their motto was, Tucker's tackle takes them.
Local businessmen were big customers.
A lot of the stores would close like on Wednesday afternoon, and the owners would go down to the Ringling Bridge with Tucker's tackle and try to take them.
And when the Boston Red Sox were in town for spring training, slugger Ted Williams, an avid angler, was often at Tucker's practicing his casting. Tucker opened his first store in 1927 and closed this one in 1995. Next to Tucker's was the Halton Hospital.
Opened by Dr. Joseph Halton in the 1920s. And he was credited with performing probably thousands of operations on needy children free of charge over the years.
And next to it, back in the 20s, where the yellow building stands today, was John Ringling's Bank.
Everybody probably remembers it more as a Madison drugstore, and then probably more people remember it as Patrick's.
And the Crest building, that is still on Main Street, opened in 1932, just in time for Christmas shopping.
And it's one of the few buildings in Sarasota that's managed to maintain its character, because it looks exactly today like it did then.
This is what the area is going to look like when the construction's finished. Meanwhile, it's good to look back, remember the good old days, and our history. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
And we are growing so much here in Sarasota, especially downtown, as they look to revive some of the areas. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes from here.
It's growing everywhere, too, not just Sarasota. It's just expanding everywhere. Everywhere you look, it seems like, you know, Lakewood Ranch, Bradenton, it doesn't matter where you are. It seems like everyone wants to come here because of our really bad weather.
That's not the reason. But I hear you. And sunsets like that, right?
Of course.
Have a good night.
We'll see you again at 11.